Fast Lawyer VR Reviews. For sexy VR reviews, hit the subscribe button. Many people believe that G-Man is Gordon Freeman's biggest nemesis. The real ones know it's Ladders. Hi, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're doing something different. We're going to do a review for Half-Life 2 VR mod. It's a free mod on the Steam store, just released today, September 16th, 2022. It officially supports all the major VR headsets. And I tested this mod out on the MetaQuest 2 using link cable. Before I begin my review though, I do want to sincerely thank the Source VR mod team who brought this to the Steam store for free, simply for the love of VR, and they certainly do deserve a round of applause for their efforts. And I also want to make perfectly clear that I am reviewing the VR experience, not the game itself. I have previously played Half-Life 2 to completion, and I absolutely loved it. I do believe it deserves all the accolades it's ever gotten. It is one of the best games ever. However, I am reviewing the VR experience. And I do think it is a no-brainer to download this VR mod if you own a VR headset and you own Half-Life 2. Even if you don't own Half-Life 2, go get it. Why has it taken you so long to experience this game? One of the classics. The gameplay holds up very well, even in 2022, especially the puzzle elements and also the story. Very good story, very nice puzzles, lots of amazing sections where you'll be doing some crazy stuff, like putting your hovercraft over a ramp while you're being chased down by a helicopter. So many amazing moments in this game. Now, the shooting mechanic itself is a bit dated, and the visuals aren't the best anymore, obviously. So, back in the day, this shooting was great. Now in 2022, the enemies are a bit of bullet sponges, so beware of that. But it's still good shooting, especially in VR, especially if you don't put on the lasers on the guns. Don't put the lasers on, guys. Learn to shoot, aim down sights when you can, and you'll also have to do hip firing in this game. And eventually you do just get used to it, and you'll be making headshots from hip fire positions, and you'll be quickly manually reloading. You do have full locomotion, as well as smooth and snap turning. You can choose the degree of turn or the speed of the smooth turning. You can also move within your room scale and get behind cover and just take a sneak out of cover as well. And you can also grab almost any item in game. There are so many objects in this world which you can just grab. You do have like magnet hands to pick things up, and you can comfortably play this game seated, but you can also move within your room scale. You can physically crouch, but there's also button crouching, so you'll have no problems reaching items. You can also jump as well. You do have a weapon wheel for selecting weapons, which includes grenades, ordnance, and there's many different weapons you can unlock as you progress through the story, with alternate firing modes as well. You can hip fire, or you can aim down sights, and some weapons will have like scopes that you can look down through. Honestly, for me, the weapon wheel was one of the biggest negatives for this VR mod. I just don't like the weapon wheel method for selecting weapons in VR. Some people enjoy it, but me personally, not a fan of it, but it's still okay in this game. I did have some problems sometimes selecting weapons, especially when there was lots of enemies around and it was pretty frantic. So I'm just not a big fan of this method for selecting weapons. You can select quick reloads as an option in the settings, and I do have mixed feelings about that. Obviously that is true to the original, however since this is VR, you probably want to pick manual reloads just for the immersion factor. Yes, it will make the game more difficult, but so far I've been able to handle it, so I would say definitely go for manual reloads. One thing that truly surprised me is how good the throwing is for grenades in this game. I was thinking it was not going to be good at all, but I was actually able to throw the grenades pretty far depending on the force that I used. Obviously it takes some getting used to because you kind of have to gauge the force that you use to throw the hand grenades, but so far throwing grenades has been a pleasant surprise. Another thing that I was surprised about in this VR mod was the vehicle handling, but unfortunately not in a good way. The way that you control the vehicles is by joystick. Basically you push forward or back on your offhand joystick and left and right to steer, so it's pure one joystick control for vehicle handling, and that is a bit of immersion breaking. I was hoping that you could grab on to the handlebars or the steering wheel and control vehicles that way, but that's just not how it works in this game, unfortunately. Now once you are in the vehicle and you're going full speed and you're jumping through ramps and you're being chased down by this helicopter, it is amazing, and you forget that you're using joystick controls to move the vehicle. But I personally just would have preferred to be able to either grab onto the handlebar or grab onto the steering wheel and navigate that way. There are other elements of the gameplay that did not translate well to VR. Obviously ladders is one thing. It is quite tricky to go up the ladders. I eventually got used to it, and now I can get up to ladders pretty much without difficulty, but when I first started playing this game, I would be constantly falling down the ladders, and even now, every now and then I will fall from a ladder, just because it is not very intuitive. It's not like your normal VR games where you grab onto one rung at a ladder and then another, then you get on top. You kind of have to keep climbing even though there's no longer any ladder in order to be able to climb over the ledge in this game, so that's just a little tricky there. But that's not the only mechanic that didn't translate well. Some of the water sections don't translate well, and you'll just like jump way out of the water when you're trying to get over the platform from swimming in the water, or for some puzzles where you have to move some crates, you'll also have some very funny physics in VR that just don't look right or just don't work correctly. And probably my last criticism here is that some of the textures are pretty low resolution textures in this game, and it's just very noticeable in VR when you come across those textures. So for the most part this game does look good, but there are certain sections that just don't look good in VR, but for the most part it does look great, and a lot of the gameplay is great, is awesome in VR. Like I said, there's so many amazing moments in this game. I highly recommend it, and if I have to rate it, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's a must experience in VR. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.